How do you know when your relationship's actually over? You know it's over because both people have stopped trying. Both people have decided that they're right and the other person's wrong, and there's no room for progress, there's no room for improvement, there's no room to change at all. That's when a relationship's over. A relationship is over when you can't let the other person speak and you think your opinion is over them. A relationship is over when you decide it's over. It's never going to be the right timing for you. Sometimes it's going to be in the worst possible moment of your life. And, I feel like that's a challenge from God, like telling you that you need to, change something in your life. You need to challenge yourself. See if you can overcome these hurdles to actually get to the other side and, find your actual significant other. To be in a relationship and not see the future is dangerous. Why would you be in a relationship if you don't see the future? If you're in a relationship and you feel like it's over, there's no way of going back, all you have to do is have a simple conversation. Communication goes a long way, and it's not just talking it out. It's telling them how you really feel. We all lie to ourselves. Why would we lie to our significant other? If you're lying to yourself, you are most likely lying to your significant other. It starts with yourself. If you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, this is not the best person I could be. This is not the best girlfriend I could be. This is not the best boyfriend I could be. I could be doing something else, or I could be improving than this. Whatever. As long as you can look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what you're doing wrong, you're doing fine. You're doing okay. Like, you're going to be able to make it work. You can actually have the conversation and the relationship can work. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship. There isn't. So there's always going to be, some sort of arguments or disagreements. People are not the same. And there's a lot of opposite people out there, and most opposites do attract. They attract because they're able to, plug in whatever they don't actually have in their personality. So to know that a relationship is going to work is to know that you can have a conversation with that person and to continue with the hardships, even knowing how you both feel. Knowing the other person feels some sort of way and you still want to be better and you still continue to tell yourself to be better, that is when a relationship works. A relationship does not work when you give up. It doesn't work when you take victim. A relationship does not work when you think you're always right, because the thing is, no one's right. You just have to hear them out. You have to hear the other person out in their opinion. They have to hear you out. It's a whole back and forth thing. It's exhausting and it takes a lot of your energy. It takes a lot of you and who you are, and that's just what it takes to be in a relationship. It takes commitment and it takes a lot of self-reflection, because in this day and age, we're all not raised correctly, all right? We're all raised in different households. We have different values, different morals, different types of parents and different parenting styles. So to last in a relationship, you have to understand exactly how the other person's feeling and communicate how you're feeling exactly how you're feeling. It could be negative. It could be something so you might be scared that they'll break up with you. But the thing is, if you don't get it off your chest, it'll never work. You'll still lie to yourself while lying to your partner. And that's how a relationship ends. That's how you lose trust. That's how you lose any sort of just, value in the future. You have no value in the future if you can't talk in the present. If you can't bring up the present tense problems or even get past the past tense, there's no future in the relationship. Talking it out is everything. Talking out all your problems, talking out how you're feeling and what you want, especially what you want in the relationship. If you can't tell the other person what you want, then you'll never get it. You will never ever get it because they don't know. If there's a problem in the relationship, you have to say it, because they'll never know. They will always assume you're fine. If you tell yourself you're fine, you're just going to tell everybody else you're fine, and that's lying. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to other people. Lying is deceit. Don't do that. Stay true to yourself, have integrity, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself like, hey, this is not my best version. I know I can be a better version, and I would love to be a better version for my partner. I'd love to be a better version for myself, for my partner. Because that's what it takes to be in a relationship, to stay in a relationship. To be in one is one thing. To start a relationship is one thing. But to stay in a relationship for years and years and get married and not have kids, to trust them, and it's so rare nowadays to really find old couples that are still together. Like you hear, like I've met couples that are together for 60 plus years. Like, how do they do it? That's how they do it. They do it by not being right all the time, by assuming there's always something to improve on, because there always is something to improve on. If you're never improving in a relationship, you're going to be complacent in yourself and in the relationship. It won't go anywhere. You'll end up stuck, and you'll get mad at each other, get depressed, and start blaming each other for everything. And it's not working. In order to work, you need to understand that you might be blamed sometimes, and the other person might be blamed. You'll both be blamed. You'll both have problems. You'll both have things to be fixed. You'll both have pros and cons and strengths and weaknesses. And the thing is, the part of understanding the relationship is understanding yourself first, and then understanding that you have to understand the other person as well. You can't just understand yourself and then go from there. No, you have to understand yourself, and then you have to go out your way to understand this person, because that's how you last. That's how you get the respect and trust. If you are with someone and they don't want to understand you, why would you want to stay with them? So that goes both ways. Understand the person, and value just gets reciprocated. It's just so rare nowadays to really find relationships that have been together for years and years and years, and they're still happy, they're still growing, they're still able to, see the value in the future. And I say value in the future because to see a future is one thing. To say, oh, we're going to have the house and the kids, like that's a delusional future, first of all. It's very fathomable and real, but I say valuable future because valuable future is what the couple wants. The house and the kids is generic. It's a generalized value of a future. It's not what everyone wants. And if you tell yourself that's what you want when you really don't want it, you're already starting the foundation off crappy. You need to understand what you want, and you have to understand what they want. And if you guys don't want the same things, you either compromise or you separate from there, because that's what it is in a relationship. You can't force something if it doesn't mesh. You have to understand that you're going to get heartbroken a few times. You have to understand you're going to be sad. You're going to feel like alone, even in a relationship, because you have to have self-reflection. You have to prove to yourself that you're capable of being in a relationship. A relationship is not just about you. It's about you and the other person together, and what you bring, and what the future could look like. And you have to discuss that all the time. All the time you have to discuss it. Being in a relationship is hard. It is not for the easy people, It's easy when it's after the hard part. The hard part is really just understanding each other. And after you understand each other, that's the easy part. It's really so easy. It's so easy to understand what the other person's feeling, what the other person wants, what their reactions are. It's easy. But the hard part is understanding. It's understanding yourself and then understanding them, because that takes a very long time to do. If you really are committed, it takes a long time to actually understand. To say you understand is one thing, because you really don't if you say you do. When you understand, the actions speak. You don't have to say you understand, because you understand. But yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Pretty much like relationship advice type of deal. Yeah, if you want to hear more relationship stuff from me, let me know. I got you.